Tour up there would have won the Columbus thing, but my buddy ended up winning it, so we went up there and supported him up there, and it was just a great atmosphere, you know, to see those players. And my buddy played with me at Charlestown and did a great job. And that's, you know, that's what I've done through my life. Is I've been lucky, I've been blessed to have a great family. I've been around great people my whole life. I grew up in Charlestown, played for a great coach up there who's a Jeff guy, Alan Cundiff. And really helped me out through the things. My mom and dad I'll just tell you a little bit about my family. My mom and dad are Ernie and Kathy Gilbert. My dad's been on the school board the last 8 years, and thank goodness he's off that. I don't have to listen to everybody gripe anymore. Just remember, it's only one vote. You gotta have 4 to get anything done. But that taught me a good trick. There's 2 boards you don't want to get on: the school board or the country club board. Those are 2 things you don't ever want to be involved in. You can't win those things. But my mom has been a teacher and been involved in education in Greater Clark for a long, long time. My sister's the principal at New Washington, and she used to be at Bridgepoint last year, and then she went up there. I have a niece who is in 5th grade, and I mean, it's unbelievable. It kind of makes me sad every time I see her, because she's going from a kid to a teenager really quick. Her face is changing and everything. And I'm 40. I mean, that's the end of the story on that. Is I'm 40.
God damn it, that's me.
I was gonna say, I can remember you coming to the house getting insurance stuff when I wrecked those cars. And but I'm 40, and you know, the time just goes by so quick. I got married this summer, and I got married to Amy Austin's her name. Amy, her grandma's Peggy Wall, Bill Wall. And Amy's awesome. She's, I mean, just a great person. I'll tell you a little background about her. She teaches at Jeff. She's now the dean. And we're going to have a baby in June, so we're excited about that. Thanks. We're hoping if Amy brings something to the table at all, we may have a president of the United States in the works. I'm not for sure. Don't tell her that, no. But she's awesome. I got an awesome wife and an awesome family. You know, and you guys have been married long enough. And that's one of the things, when I was getting married, I said, Amy, if we get married, there's no such thing as a divorce. You know, we're sticking this thing out all the way through. And that's something that we're both, you know, committed to each other a whole lot, you know, and we're in it for the whole thing. That's one of the things about having a kid early on. I said, Amy, I said, you know, we just got married, you know, you're still doing this thing. She's now the dean at Jeff High. And, you know, our life's going through a lot of different stuff right now. And I'm trying to win some basketball games. But I said, you know, are you sure you want to have a baby this early? And she said, Chad, you're 40. She said, you know, you're going to be coaching these games. They're going to say, why'd your grandpa keep coming to games? They're going to say, that's my dad. So, you know, it's time that we had to move on to that. But, you know, it's very, again, you know, when you're at Thanksgiving and you don't mind going to your in-laws' house, that means you got something special. You know, when you're around their family, you might be around them. That means you have something special. And that street runs both ways for Amy and I, and we're very, very fortunate. But, you know, back to my days at Charlestown, I grew up there, played basketball, and got a scholarship to Indiana State. Played there for 2 years under Tate's Lock, and, you know, had fun there. Loved Indiana State. I don't know if anybody's ever been to Indiana State. The only bad thing about Indiana State is Terre Haute. You know, the campus is awesome, just not a whole lot to do at Terre Haute. And you factor that in with we weren't winning any games, so I'd won a lot in Charlestown. So I had to get out, and I went to Evansville and played for Bruce Pearl, who was a Tennessee coach. And Coach Pearl got in some trouble for cheating down at Tennessee, so I'm not going to tell you how I ended up at USI. But had a great career down there, a lot of fun. Won a national championship down there. We're in the same league as Bellarmine, and we won a national championship down there. I had a great career, great friends. I got inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2011 at USI. I was an All-American down there, Player of the Year, and just a great time. Then I got my first teaching job at Perry Central. And that, if you don't know where that is, I lived in Tell City, which is halfway through here. And Perry Central's the county school there. Had a great time there. But I was 25 years old and I was single, and the best part of my day was going to school. You know, there wasn't anything else to do. I had 2 choices. I could date my students' moms or date my students. You know, and I had to get out. So I came back here. I taught at River Valley, Parkview, coached the 8th grade team. There we had undefeated seasons and coached track, girls basketball, boys basketball. I just wanted to coach. and had just had great kids there. One of the kids I coached there, Dustin McCain, played at Jeff. He's coaching with me now, and was able to springboard that to Jeff High, coached the girls team, and I followed Rick Myers on the girls team, and we had he set the table for me. It was easy transition going. I don't know if you know, Rick Myers is always a great man, and he's actually with me now on the boys side. And so I had a great run there. Got to coach my wife. She played for me. Amy and I are 13 years apart. She's 27 and I'm 40. So, but I still got more energy than she does. But you know, the thing about that is when we were playing, she didn't like me and I didn't like her a whole lot. But you know, she was somebody that you know, I'd always say she's uncoachable. But now that we're married, she's very coachable. She does a good job. But
right thing to say.
But
it's wise.
She actually played at a Division II school called Southern Illinois Edwardsville, and she got a scholarship there. So hopefully we have some good genes and a good basketball player someday. But she's back with me teaching up there. In 2011, we won the girls state championship. You know, only the 4th championship in the history of Jeff High, and that's pretty good feat. Now I'm not saying that was my best team I've ever had at Jeff High, because to win it, you got to be good, you got to be lucky, and we caught some breaks there. You know, we have a couple of shots that we make to win games, where years past we've had a couple of shots that other teams have made to win games and go on, and just a great run, a lot of fun. So after we won it that year, I was done. You know, I couldn't do any better, and that year it was a hard year because we lost 2 games, but it was just something that we kind of a struggle. You know, we knew what we needed to do, and it was hard to get everybody to buy in. So after we won it, you know, I told the guys, I said, this is it. You know, we're going out on top. We get to go to games and sit in the crowd and tell everybody how we do it. And the boys' job came open, and when it happened with that, in between that, I'd applied for an AD job up at Charlestown, just looked around at different things, and the boys' job comes open in the meantime, and have an opportunity to do that one. That was one of the things that, one thing I am is I'm a pretty loyal guy, and I had some situations where I could have coached. I had some opportunities to coach the boys' team before. The first time they fired a buddy of mine, Mark Lambertus was a good buddy of mine. We coached together and did it, you know, just really got along great. And they approached me to coach then, and I said, that's my buddy. You know, I can't go in through that one. The second time it came through, the guy that took his job lasted 2 years. And one of my best friends, Joe Wright, I don't know if y'all know Greg Wright or not, he's one of my best friends, and his daughter was coming up. And I couldn't leave her, you know, through that, you know, because we worked all the way through with her. And so this last time, we felt like we shut the door. Everybody got what they needed, and we could get out and do a good job. And then last year, getting into the game, we were 20-4, and won the sectional, won the conference undefeated, had some great kids, had kids go on and play in college, just really worked extremely hard, and just a really tough bunch. And when we missed those guys this year, we had 6 seniors who really gave it all every single day. And I can't say enough about those 6 seniors. They were Jordan and Jonathan Ellis, Gary Kennard, Marcus Gray, Trice Whaley, and Bryce Rowland. 2 of those guys are playing. I'm still trying to get the 2 Ellis twins a scholarship at junior college right now. But with those guys gone, that's left some holes in us. We lost 6 great seniors. So coming in this season, we've got a lot of work to do. And those guys were scrappy. They last year, you know, there's some things that we could have improved on last year. We got a lot of technical fouls last year. I've not got a technical since 2005, but I've only had 4 in my career. And anybody goes to games, I stomp the court real hard because I can't whistle, but to do anything to get their attention, I stomp the floor so the guys will turn around and get the attention. But I'm pretty good with the referees. I know at home I'm supposed to get every call, and on the road I'm not going to get any calls. So I got a pretty good relationship there. But with those guys that we lost, you know, we've got some major holes to fill. We've got some seniors this year. Daryl Baker, who is if you get a chance to see Daryl, he's a special athlete. He's a quick jumper. He's understands how to play. He does a lot of great things. He's somebody that in a couple years you're going to see on TV. He's got that type of skill. He's long, strong, and athletic, and does a good job. With him, Cortrell White and Jakari Chandler are 2 guys that played that do a good job. We got some juniors, and we got another senior named Devin Shackelford who didn't play last year. We pulled him out to just because we don't have any size. And Devin is 6'4", but hasn't played in a couple of years, so he's a little rusty. It's going to take us a little time to work him in. But junior-wise, Drew Ellis is playing with us again. I don't know if you all know Drew or not. He's a baseball player who's committed to Louisville. A very good athlete, very good kid. Chandler Dell came out this year. He's a great athlete, great basketball player who will help us down the road as he comes along. Lots of, Brent and Troy Avery who do great jobs for us. We just got a lot of interchangeable parts that the kids can do a whole lot of things. We got a couple of sophomores, Miles Harvey, J.C. Kennard, and we got a lot of excitement. We had 81 kids come out for the basketball team this year. And it was the hardest cuts we've ever had to make. When there's 81 kids, I want to keep all 81 because you don't know who's going to grow. When I was a freshman, I was 6'1". And when I was a senior, I was 6'9". Now I only weighed 170 pounds when I was 6'1". Now I weigh 270. But we won't go there. But my point is, with girls, I knew who was going to be good when they were coming up because girls mature faster. They're fully grown when they're in 8th grade. And boys, you don't know who's going to get better. So I wanted to keep every boy we could. Well, we had ended up having 40 uniforms, so we kept 40 kids, and those 40 kids are really working. They're really working hard. But you would think we got 2,200 kids at Jeff High. We just don't have a whole lot of size at all, and it's I don't know what the deal is on it. It's just, and anybody never says, the best players are walking the halls at Jeff. That's not true. I shake them down hard. If anybody's got anything, I say, let's come out and give it a try. And we try to give kids a shot. The kids we got, we're happy we're going into battle. We're playing Bossy this weekend. Our schedule is tough. We've got Bossy, who's got a kid who's a junior, and he had his list. He's narrowed it down to 10 schools. Just off my head, it was Ohio State, Georgetown, Tennessee, Indiana, Purdue. Who else did he have on there? Illinois. But the last one, I went all the way through, and he's holding out for Kentucky. They're on his list, but he hasn't offered him. So that means, if Kentucky's recruiting you, that means you're a pro. And he's the type of kid who could be a pro. And we're going to have our work cut out for us. So we come back and play Seymour and Madison, 2 tough Hoosier Hills games. We play Ballard at home, who is number 1 in Kentucky. We finish up with Trinity, who's number 1, who won it in Kentucky last year. We play, one good game to see is Clarksville this year. I've scouted them already because that's one of those games you got to win when you're a Jeff, and circle them on the calendar. Clarksville is very, very, very good, and we're gonna have our work cut out for those guys. But it's gonna be we're gonna play a fast-paced style. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Our kids are athletic, they're energetic, they're excited. That's something nowadays. It's hard to get kids excited to do anything, whether it's play basketball, play the Wii, play PlayStation. You can get them excited about text messaging, getting on Facebook or something, but you can't get them excited about a whole lot of things. But when you got kids excited to go out and play and give their very best, that's something to be proud of, and that's what we got up there. I see some of you guys at games. I hope you can come out to see some games this year. It's the excitement I have. I can't tell you how proud I am to be the coach at Jeffersonville High School. I understand it's a great legacy I'm following, and it's a great responsibility. I feel like I'm willing to do the best job I can, and I feel like we got kids who understand that well and want to put their best foot forward every time they step on the court. If you get a chance to come out, love to see you. Come down, shake my hand before the game. That's I'm not one of those guys I'm not a Bobby Knight guy. I think I tell our kids, if you feel good, you play good, and I really try to coach them up. And what I mean by coach them up is the most important play is the next play. We're going to make mistakes. I make mistakes coaching. They're going to miss shots. I know they don't do it on purpose, so there's no need to get on them. I don't embarrass them or anything like that. Now we'll make those corrections, and we'll get them playing their very best, and. That's what practice is for. You show them what they need to work on and improve it. And it's like I told the coaches. The coaches said, we got to work on this. We got to work on that. I said, a good carpenter, he never blames his tools, and that's what we got to do. We got to get the kids in a position where they're going to be good. And I think our coaching staff is up to it. Real quick on our coaching staff, Rick Myers is coaching with us. Ty Anderson. Ty used to be the coach at Providence. He coached there many, many years. Coached the boys and the girls program for many years. My wife Amy's coaching with us. She's the only woman boys assistant coach in the state. The only thing, the only difference is she can't go in the locker room. But the big thing on that is I couldn't go in the locker room when I was the girls coach, so that's not that big a deal.
Is she showing yet?
No, she's not due till June, so she's got a little ways to go. But we're hoping that we get a big 7-footer out of there. But she's helping in there. Joe Wright's helping. Dustin McCain, Leon Gallagher, Frankie Baines, I don't know if y'all remember Frankie Baines, Mike Flynn, Clark Miles is helping out. We got, I mean, just an outstanding staff. We had a team picture, and we had more coaches than we had players, but we should be pretty good. But you know, that means it's special. You know, we got 4 guys getting paid and 8 guys who are volunteering, you know, to come out and do that. So that means you're doing something right, you're doing something special, and guys want to come out and be part of it. And when you got a guy like a Mike Flynn who's coming out and volunteering, I mean, you can't beat that. You got a Mr. Basketball, a professional player, a Jeff Legend who's coming out, and that's something that you can't put a price tag on. And everybody that we have, they coach with the same amount of pride, the same amount of intensity, and the same amount of desire to get kids better. And that's what we try to do every night out. Y'all have any questions on anything?